Greg, 25 years you guys have been together. This Canadian Hall of Fame, Music Hall of Fame induction on Sunday. Really, what do you make of this? How do you feel about this?
Well, it's quite a pat on the back, It's well done, jolly good type of thing. I think it's a funny thing, You think of when we started, there were a whole pile of bands that came out around that time. There was like Sloan and the Cowboy Junkies and the Hip and 5440 and all these Canadian bands that have been playing, continually making great records, and so I think it has a lot to say about the audience. The Canadian audiences are quite incredible that they can support so many bands, buy the records, go to their shows, keep them viable. We would sort of be doing this in any little bar, no matter what, at this point.
But I don't think any of those bands are in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, the Hip Bar.
Oh, the Hip Bar, right. So this is a special, maybe they deserve to be, but this is a very special, you guys are joining the ranks of, a lot of people would think you already would be in the Hall of Fame, actually, but of Neil Young and Leonard Cohen and Joni Mitchell, as we said earlier. Does that kind of, after the 5 Group of the Year, Junos, and all that you've achieved in that sense, does this actually, do you guys talk about this with each other and kind of go, wow, we're going to go in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, we talked about it. I'm not, Greg's really into awards. I'm not as into awards. But there's something about the timing of this, and of course the honor of it, that allowed us to unclench for one time and just look back and be proud of the whole journey we've taken. And
that's great to hear.
Yeah.
As you should.
Well, it's not a band given to a lot of self-reverential behavior. We don't, it's a very low-key band that way. I try to get them to celebrate all kinds of anniversaries, and I get no reaction. But this was a good one.
Well, and that's why I went to Greg first with the question, because I know that he's traditional.
You're prodding.
Well, I'm not prodding, but he's just the kind of guy who goes, I don't care about this stuff.
He's so into awards. It's really sickening. When are we going to win another award?
But although my favorite Greg quote was, I think it was when your last album came out and you were on cue on the first day that it came out, and I said, this is the best Blue Rodeo album in the last few years, and Greg's first comment was, what's wrong with the other records? I was like, no, I meant
that's
this
just
record.
Henny Youngman. That's the Henny Youngman inside. I love Henny Youngman.
Jim, I should mention you've also just been announced, I think it was yesterday, as ambassador for Music Counts.
Right.
A great organization that gives back in Canada. How have you seen, Greg was talking about the musicians that you guys came up with. How have you seen the Canadian music industry change in the last 25 years?
Well, this is like one of those things where your grandfather starts talking about the horse in the cart. Because when we started, I still remember being taken into a room and shown a big pie chart and showing us how cassettes were taking over from albums, and we needed a pie chart. They couldn't just give us percentages. It was like, wow, that's a big piece. And so that's how far back we go. And obviously, when we started, it was very unusual for Canadian bands to get signed and then for them to actually flourish in record stores and on radio. And yet, it was, again, like Greg said, it was a testament to Canadian audiences being tired of being fed American or British artists. So since then, I think that artists come out now, they would have no idea that field was not available to them 20 years ago. Now, if you come out, you have every possibility of being released all around the world. There's radio opportunities, there's internet opportunities, there's everything. So it's changed immeasurably.
Do you, nicely done, and do you, that was a great answer.
I don't need awards, I just need a little pat on the back every now and again. Every now and again.
There's certainly, you guys have become one of the first names that people talk about when they talk about the quintessential successful Canadian band. Do you feel that way about what you've accomplished?
Yeah, I think we're sort of, we sort of worked at what we have done to be where we're at. You know, like we've played every little town, maybe 4, 5 times, and played the cities probably 20, you know? So, and I think that, you know, I don't want to harp on this, but relating to an audience is an important thing. And, you know, I think that there's times when you write songs for yourself, and there's sometimes you write songs for the show. And you know that this one will work at a show, and you know that this one will, you know, is a little more personal. But I think that we're sort of conscious of working towards that. Yeah.
Jim?
Well, I think that we were provided this opportunity, that we were able to go to all these places because Canadians were all of a sudden really wanting to have a reflection of their own experience in music. And it was, you know, for us, we always wanted to play because that was how we started. We were happy being in a bar band. But the opportunity to go to all these places across Canada and then in the north of Canada those were opportunities that were great for us to take advantage of. So it was great to go to Cape Breton. It was great to go to different places in Cape Breton. It was great to go to Tuktoyaktuk. It was great to go to Whitehorse. What happened was then we crisscrossed the map and we became part of that work ethic, visit everywhere kind of band that a lot of other bands followed. I don't know whether bands do that now or not, but that was not an opportunity that was a hardship to us. That was an incredible, great opportunity.
You know, when we were putting this show together, I know that there was some hoops you guys had to jump through to make sure that you could play on tonight's show, and you went out of your way to be here and to be part of this, and we're very grateful, and congratulations on the Hall of Fame.
Thank you all
very much. It's so good to have you here.